All right, welcome back on the conversation. And back to the main topic of today, fuel subsidy removal, implications for Nigerians. Now, of course, we already know the background to this one coming through from the inaugural speech of the president, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, just yesterday, May 29, 2023, almost costing the country into immediate chaos, if you put it that way, because almost immediately after all of that, things changed for Nigerians. Personally, as an individual, yesterday morning, I did get fuel for 230 naira per liter very early in the morning, just so I could actually keep up. After all, electricity isn't really stable. The supply is epileptic still. And so I had to actually get fuel myself to follow up with proceedings of the inauguration. Now, I got at a rate of 230 naira per liter, but just after the inauguration, in the afternoon, just yesterday here in parts of Delta State, I realized that some fuel stations, one, actually, I was physically present, not hearsay. They were about to sell, and then the workers there just go on to say, Madam said we should stop selling. And then the manager turns off the plants, of course, without the plant, they cannot, power to sell. And then they just immediately shut down. They had the product, but they says they actually did tell us customers that were there at the point that the owners have immediately called, and asked them to stop sales just abruptly without any reason whatsoever. And then we proceeded on to yet another. We got the product, but rather than buy at the price of 230, I'm talking about hours, a space of like maybe 5-6 hours or more, they started selling for as much as 400 naira. Another colleague of mine in Agbara Axis in Ugeli said she bought 215 naira yesterday morning, but presently she got it for 500 naira. And on the prices of this product is going between just 24 hours after that statement, fuel subsidy is gone, came through from our new president. Presently, Nigerians are getting fuel from between 400 naira to 600 naira, depending on your location and where you are. Now, to help us look at all of these issues and, of course, the implications for us as Nigerians, and indeed, if, fuel subsidy is indeed gone, like per second, at that second, if it's indeed gone, let's know what we're actually talking about. We have our studio guest here today who made it down to the studio after attending the inauguration yesterday. By the way, he was in Asaba yesterday, so one of the, I'll say, patriotic Deltas who actually do travel to ensure that they were part of the process. My guest here is none other than Comrade Ove Akpomedai Akpomwitata. Comrade Ove Akpomedai Akpomwitata is a public affairs analyst and a social critic as well. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So how was your Asaba trip yesterday and, of course, today?
Yeah, well, thank God. Yesterday we had fun. We celebrated. We thank God for everything.
Let me quickly take you up on this part. You actually had to pay public transportation, like you actually told me, off air now, that you actually use public transportation when you were going for several reasons.
Yeah.
Now, your trip to Asaba and your trip back, talking about the cost of transportation, can you just quickly talk to us about it?
Well, I would say my going was easy and good.
Okay.
But just coming this morning, I had to add extra money, get extra funds to add to what I budgeted for my coming.
So the transportation cost is already...
It has gone, it has skyrocketed. Some parts is now ×2.
Wow.
That's more than 100%,
Yeah, 100%.
or 100% of what it normally used to be. So most places, but you go a little bit far, you see some that a little bit, okay. So, but the prices still differs depending on the park. But I spent about 3,500 getting to really just from,
as opposed to
against 1,000, 2,000.
Wow. All right, now let's go back to our topic. I just had to get your experience because I know you just traveled. I hope I don't get to travel anytime soon. But then again, I still have to get to work, to and fro. So, and it's really not easy to get fuel for our cars and all of that. But let's leave that aside now. Fuel subsidy removal. From the speech of the president yesterday, what are your first thoughts? What exactly is happening at the moment? What can you tell Nigerians from your thoughts as an analyst that you are?
First and foremost, I will, congratulate them, the president, the new president and his vice, and also to my own governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oboriwori, for taking the oath of office as president and governor of Nigeria and Delta State. And when I heard of course, we were on the inauguration ground of our governor when I saw the news in my phone. I was just, the first thing that came to my mind was, so this man actually meant what he said. That was the first thing that came across my mind. And I looked back to some issues that has happened in time past, and I just told myself, well, it's a welcoming development, but to an extent, what will the poor people, the poor masses say, or how would they feel concerning this issue? Yeah, it's a welcoming development, and this ought to have been something that would have been done during the time of Goodluck Jonathan. I was telling somebody on my wife, I said, yes, I said, it hadn't been the listen.
That was sometime 2011, 2012,
yes.
Yeah.
If the governors we have at that time, including the ministers we have at that time, would have, if they could listen to former Minister of Finance, which is Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, when she brought about this idea of, okay, let's stop this subsidy, let's save this percentage of the money. I can remember vividly, Governor Rotimi Amechi then of Rivers State stood against it and was saying, no, the savings aspect, let's keep it aside, just bring the money, let's do all these things. But now, look at where we are now. So it is now obvious to every one of us, is either we remove the subsidy or we remove it. So I was telling you, I said, let's just remove it this time once and for all, and let's see the sincerity of the government in enforcing this policy they have, brought.
Put in place.
Yes, let's see how it goes. But let's just bear for once, okay, fine, it is gone, but let's look beyond the suffering, the short sufferings that we'll have, then, and focus on what we'll actually gain at the end of it. But if the government is not sincere to us, that's when we'll not have issues. Just like what they did to Jonathan's era. Jonathan has, okay, let's do it, a partial removal.
Okay.
So when he did the partial removal, that's when you have this shopping that came in. But at the end, to an extent, the shopping became a flop. Because the program didn't drive home what it was supposed to. Just like the one the outgoing president did during the COVID-19 era and all that, the 10,000 market money and all that. What effect does it actually, what impact did that money?
The trader money?
Yes. What did it make? Okay, you give me 10,000 naira to trade. What will I trade with?
But that actually did help some of the traders.
We know it helped, but to what extent?
That's the question.
Extent? Yes, to what extent? 10,000 naira in Nigeria economy. What are you going to get from it? You understand? But going back to what we heard yesterday. Now, if every Nigerian don't take your annoyance to the government, rather take it to the marketers now as it stands. Yes, because NNPC has come over and said, okay, they have products that will last for the next 30 days. And before this product comes in, the subsidy has already been paid for those products. And when you spend 400 billion in a month in exporting a product that you ought to have produced in your country, you are spelling doom for your own self. So imagine, okay, a sum of 400 billion every month in a year, that's over 4 trillion. So look at the percentage that money will take from the total budget of that particular year. Now, who are the persons that actually benefited from this subsidy? It's not we. Let me be sincere with you. We at the grassroots, we don't actually benefit from this subsidy. Because how many of us will run our gen 247?
Some persons do.
Yes, but how many? How many? Now, will my grandma in the village run gen 247? What does she need?
The percentage of persons now
yes,
is okay.
you understand now. So, but the people it actually benefits are the elites in the society, the marketers. Now, why I think or I feel the subsidy removal is a welcome development. We have, thank God, the Dangote already commissioned his refinery. That's a plus to the nation.
Whose refinery, please? You said his refinery.
Yes.
Whose refinery?
It's Dangote refinery.
Okay, but the his that I just wanted to be specific.
Okay,
here.
it's Dangote's refinery. Dangote
Almost
Group.
like you're referring to Tinubu now.
No. It's Dangote's refinery.
All right, go ahead.
So now, if the nation, the 4 refineries that we have, actually, maybe let's say 2 was working at 70 to 90%, having this Dangote's on, now you have a price of fuel at a very minimal stage. But now, this is what will happen. Taking away the fuel subsidy, you'll have about 400% increase. Yes. Then Dangote refinery starts producing.
Which they are projecting the end of July,
yes,
by the way.
So Dangote refinery starts producing. The price projection will drop to about 300 or less than 300% compared to what we are having now. But if we have other refineries around us functioning well to at least 90% capacity, and the projected daily consumption of fuel is met by this refinery, you'll have the price even much more lower. There will be competition in the market, and people will now love to invest in the business. So that's why you see immediately after Dangote's refinery being commissioned, BOA came up with their own and said in January, theirs will be commissioned.
Wow.
We have MSC and ASIN already
showing interest.
Yes. So if this removal works, if it actually works, that is, if this government did not go back again to the normal, the masses will protest and all that. I say, don't let the marketers push the masses now to protest against the government. No, at least let's for once allow these people and see their sincerity in all of this. Though it is going to hamper on our own personal life, but we have to face it. Yes, we have to face it because we don't have light, which is one of the major issues. We don't have power supply. If we had power supply, most of the things we are doing with the fuel,
it will definitely reduce.
Yes, it will reduce. So, but let's just give these people some time.
Now, let me stop you here. At this point, the average Nigerian out there, I think at this moment, if you go on Twitter, if you look at some of the tweets we also took on the program during the trending, and if you also go on Twitter space, see what's going on there, social media, and of course, Nigerians generally, your neighbors physically now, almost everybody, they want to agree that indeed the subsidy removal is welcome.
Yes.
It's something we must do. But there is a but on the lips of most Nigerians, and that is this the way? Okay, already we know this has been on the table under the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, and of course with the Minister of Finance, they've been going back and forth, and finally they gave Nigerians like a projection for the month of June. By the end of June, that's when subsidy will eventually be removed. That's the projection. So the confusion here now is the President Tinubu himself now saying fuel subsidy, there's no provision for that in his budget, in his government, and it is gone. Is it immediate? What happens to the already projected monies from the government that just left office? As in, what's going to be the case in this period? Let's look at that one first, then we'll come back to the marketers. Let's look at the whole proposed June end plan, and why is that not working at the moment?
The problem most Nigerians are having is this: one, we don't read. Two, we don't take note of information that we have. If you follow my post for some time since last year, when Muhammadu Buhari, the former president, said something concerning the subsidy removal, I made a post on my Facebook page. And I think early this year also, I made another post regarding the subsidy removal. I knew that by June, the subsidy will be removed, because
Nigerians are aware too.
Yes, but not all, because you can know, you can be aware, but
but this is May 29th.
Yes.
So what's happening to 1 month gap? That's the issue.
Now, the budget. That's why NNPC said the products they have will last for the next 30 days,
which is projecting that June end already.
So of which I told you, if you can remember at the beginning,
yes,
I told you, I said
so.
They have made provisions for this once already. So when this thing ought to take effect would be from 1st July.
Okay.
1st July, because if you have products that will last for 30 days, so automatically you've paid subsidy for that product already. So the new product that will come in from 1st July, there will be no subsidy on those products.
So right now, we should rather be looking at the marketers, the middle.
Yes.
Let's just say the middlemen, not the government at this
No,
moment.
no.
The middlemen at this
Yes,
point.
yes, because we should focus our attention on the marketers right now. Because you can't tell me that just a statement the president made in less than 2 hours, you have gone to import fuel already. No, you are getting my point now.
Of course.
So you can't tell me that. But if you tell me maybe a week or 2 weeks after the president,
And gradually,
yes,
warming
it's okay.
up to.
This is what we are selling now. I will agree with you. I was okay. Probably you have gone to the market, you've made new import, so definitely it's going to show in the price, but not less than 2 hours. There's no body. If you make an order now, it will take not less than 30 days, an international order, before it gets here. So you tell me, so into under 2 hours now, you've gone abroad and brought fuel. And why this subsidy removed? There's one other thing. Why would people like us call it scam initially? Is this now the people bringing in this product? You go and bring about 1 million liters. Let me say you bring in 1 million liters of petroleum. Then you drop it at our shop.
Okay.
They take record of it. Then you take half of it to the neighboring countries to sell at a higher price. Then you bring in the remaining 50% into the country, and Nigeria will not pay you
For the entire
for the entire 1 million liters. So you are robbing us. You are robbing us.
To pay your own pocket.
Yes. So why not remove it totally and say, okay, if you bring 1 million liters into this country, okay, how much did it cost you to bring this 1 million liters? Okay, sell.
Okay, but not to defend, I'll bring on our callers, our viewers and listeners to actually be part of the program, because I'm sure they have a lot to say.
Yes.
So that they can actually express their opinion on all of this, but not to defend the marketers now.
Yeah.
But I think another angle some Nigerians have expressed their views from, that I may not necessarily share the same sentiments with, but I need to also state it here clearly, is the fact that some of these marketers, in fact, all the marketers are businessmen out to make profit. Now, let's assume you bought a product, I'm going to simplify it to 100 naira. You bought whatever amount, volume of product for 100 naira, and then you already have it. And someone tells you, if you go back to the market after sales, you're supposed to sell 150 naira, you make your profit of 50 naira, and then someone tells you, if you go back to the market where you're going to get your wholesale purchase, it's now going to be, let's say, 200 or 250 naira, for instance, or 300 naira. And then you can return and, of course, sell maybe 600 naira. The next question most marketers will want to ask is, how am I going to make, recoup part of the money to balance up to even make more orders? It's going to close down business. So all of this, profit is a motive for every private businessman. So looking at that expression from some of the Nigerians, some of the views they have expressed, don't you think that maybe indeed the government should have, done this, found better ways to go about it, or rather just hitting the nail right on the head, even if we're expecting that June end, subsidy is gone, it's gone?
Nigerians, including myself and yourself, I would say we are too prayerful and not, how will I put the other word now, so that it will offend some persons, but let me just end it that way. Now, if you take a look at the US and the UK, what is trending now, they have price regulation for almost everything that goes in and comes out. And recently, I think you'll see that now you will hear in the UK, inflation has gone up to, I think, 16%. US is about 18%. Why are you getting those figures? Because they have a constant regulation, monetary regulation on prices of things that comes in and goes out of the country. Now, if I bought something now for 100 naira, and I hear something like this, I want to make gain. Probably 20 naira is enough for me.
But greed.
But greed now.
Let's open up the phone lines. I'll leave you. I'll hold you right there. 0802-2931-931. 0802-2931-931. You can call us and let's get your take on the fuel subsidy removal and, of course, the implications there are for you as a Nigerian at the moment, and what your thoughts are generally on all of the issues we have been discussing. 0802-2931-931. Hello, good afternoon.
This is Mr. Lucky calling from Awolowo.
All right, Mr. Lucky, good to hear from you. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I most appreciate your resources today. Look, the issue is just like most of us, we are aware that this subsidy is going by June ending. But the attitude of Nigeria, or can I say Nigeria factor, if you remember what happened during the January deadline of the Naira redesign and what have you, you will understand that before the deadline, Nigeria EU man to man has started taking place. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying now.
Yes.
Because by then, the old Naira has not been rejected. The deadline is not yet, but people have started rejecting it. The same thing is applicable to now. Everybody, we knew that by July 10th, no more subsidy. But why is it that just as soon as Mr. President Tinubu made that speech yesterday, just see what happened all over the country. So what I want to say in this aspect is this. We knew that subsidy is going. But I want to beg Mr. President that he should come and clear the air. Because if it starts now, he's going to bring another untold hardship to the people. At least, he should come and clear the air so that people who have this product right in their... Yesterday I went to my place here. I bought at 2:30. But just today, even after that yesterday, an hour interval, you see the whole thing become something else. So I want to beg Mr. President to come back and clear the air, please. That is my thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lucky. We'll take more calls, 0802-293-193. I think my guest was to respond to that one, but just before then, I want more of your calls to come through 0802-2931-931. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, your name and location.
Yeah, Mr. Charles. Calling from Movile, precisely.
All right, Charles, go ahead.
Yeah. On this issue of increment of work just yesterday, it's even up to 30 minutes after the Mr. President's speech before the increment. I go to a fuel station to buy fuel. Immediately I got there, I saw 350 naira. I said,
like magic.
220. What happened? I said, Mr. President, I put a subsidy. I've removed subsidy. I said, okay. So, but the man don't make a speech. It's not even up to 30 minutes. So, and this thing, before we take place, it will come to July. We were not even May. We are never entering June. What is all this? So what am I trying to say is that we Nigerians, we are the people putting suffering into the life of the masses, especially the marketers. I so much commend the person that just called just now. Let the Mr. President come and take up all those people, even the people that are selling this way. They should seize their license. Seize their license because they have just make it and the subsidies have not taken place. They just want to suffer the people. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution. A final call on the program today, 0802-2931-931. Just one last call before we wrap things up on the program. Hello, good afternoon. 0802-2931-931. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, your name and location.
I'm Kelly from Iyede.
All right, Kelly from Iyede, go ahead.
My problem is all the things that is happening and the problem is from all the marketers that are so wicked, especially Ugele marketers. Very, very wicked. Again, let's repair our latest governor. May pronounce latest after down 2 months again. They shall pronounce that.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. Because of time now, just have to give you like 30 seconds by way of rounding up now your thoughts on all of this and your advice to Nigerians. Just 30 seconds, final words from you, Comrade Ove Akomedai.
Yeah, well, I will advise everybody to stay calm and just flow with the trending and all that, believing that it will end soon. And also, the government ought to make a proclamation or just put into action to stop this increment first before it gets to the actual official time for the increment. Then if you were to be in the US, any person that has any company that increases his or her, they will just cease or close down those things. So I'm expecting such within now and maybe probably on Monday. I think we'll see some filling stations be closed down, or else maybe the regulation agency won't do that. But if they actually do that thing, it's going to send a clearer message to the rest people. Let's go back till with the official time for the increase in
subsidy.
Yes.
Removal.
So that's just it all.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Ove Akomedai Akomwitata. He is a public affairs analyst who joined us on the program today to look at the fuel subsidy removal and its attendant implications on us. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, then, Nigerians, there you have it. Welcome to a new era. Congratulations to all the newly sworn-in governors of 28 states across the federation and, of course, our newly sworn-in president. Congratulations are definitely in order. And these are desired that even as we keep clamoring for change and we keep using the word change, I just hope that this time in this dispensation, the word change will not be abused yet again. My name is Sonia Okoduro. Join us next time for same exciting edition of The Conversation here on Quest 93.1 FM and Quest Television. Bye for now.